Hello and welcome to Arkham Radio, a Batman Arkham Podcast. I'm your host, Landon, joined once again by my wonderful co-host, Lucas. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yes, we have returned after a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
I'll take the blame for the majority of this. It's been a crazy... I think it's been a little over a month. I don't even know.
A month and a week?
Yeah, something like that. We did get that one episode out last. Like I said, it's been even longer for resync, but we managed to get that second episode out. And I'm not going to lie, I've been missing Batman. I just recently showed my girlfriend The Batman, the 2022 film, because she revealed after almost a year of dating that she's never seen it, even though I literally talk about the Batman all the time as like being one of my favorite movies and how amazing it is and how the portrayal of Batman is iconic and everything. And all the times I've mentioned it, she chose not to say anything about having not seen it ever. And so we rectified that last night. So she's all caught up now. Well, she hasn't seen The Penguin yet. It's on my list. Once we get done going through, we're watching Ruby right now. It's a pretty good show. But once we finish Ruby, we're gonna watch The Penguin. I've already decided it.
She got to experience Pattinson, and I feel like that's all that matters.
Right. But it made me think about, like, it made me want to play some more Arkham Asylum. Like, during the final sequence when he, like, bursts through and takes down all the Riddler goons, I was this is how you need to be in an asylum. This is how you... Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, we're back. It's been a bit. We are going to, like, it's going to be a little chaotic in the coming... couple of months, I guess.
We're still busy.
Yeah, because next week we won't be here because we're both preoccupied. Week after that, we should hopefully, knock on wood, have like a few weeks there. But then I'm gonna be out of town for a few weeks on a work trip. So I mean, I guess we could technically do like remote stuff, but that'd be difficult and a lot. And I don't know how busy I'm gonna be with this work trip anyway. So yeah, probably just take a few weeks off then. It might be up to a month. It'll be at least 3 weeks that I'll be gone, but we'll see. So yeah, there's going to be some stuff going on, but those who have been with us since Resync won't be surprised. And I mean,
yeah, this is pretty typical for us. So sorry.
We're trying. We'll get through these games eventually, I promise. But we're back. We're here. Time to talk about the experimental chamber. And then what was the other one? The caves. We also got through the caves this time. Some super cool stuff to talk about this time. Lucas, did you just play this section tonight?
Yeah,
I did. Today, whatever.
Today, yeah. We met, but yeah, I did.
I played this, way back. So I'm a little foggy in some areas. But how did you feel about it? It is a bit of a shorter section, but we got some interesting narrative stuff.
I actually had a lot of fun with this section, mostly because I kind of like to, get in the fight Bane. Always like doing that. Right.
Yeah, no, the Bane fight's really cool. It's very difficult on hard.
Yeah.
We were talking about that on our little dinner date we had before this. But I was a little perturbed because Alex got it on her first try. Congrats, baby, whatever. But she was playing on normal. On hard, it's difficult. When the goons come in and start messing stuff up, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's hard, a lot to pay attention to with that, like having to throw the batarang and dodge while you're fighting off like a bunch of goons, and you can't. And they're like very aggressive. Why are they so aggressive? Like, I didn't have time to throw a punch. It was just counter.
Well, Lucas, they're aggressive because they're trying to escape, and you are in their way. I believe, not to side with the goons or anything, but I think that might call for some aggression.
Yeah, I just don't remember them being that aggressive.
Well, hey, the Dark Knight can do it. And we did do it. We made it through. We defeated Bane and his goons. We've progressed further. I mean, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of it here in a sec. But overall, yeah, no, I completely agree. This is in essence the beginning of like the second act for Asylum. Like, it's not an extremely long game. There's some like side stuff you can uncover to help I guess, propel you through. But overall, it's not a super long game.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 hours or something.
Ish, yeah, somewhere around there. But yeah, it's not super long. So we're already kind of, getting into the more like climactic areas. We're almost halfway through, I believe. Yeah, this next episode will be the midpoint in the game.
Oh yeah, because you find out some important shit here.
Yeah. Well, we already found out a bunch of important stuff about sort of why this is happening. We got a lot of expositionary detail here as to, why this is happening right now, how this happened, a little bit more about Joker's plan. But are you ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's dive in. But right before we do, we've got last week's trivia. So I use quotation marks there because it might not have been last week. But last episode, I asked you guys, in the surgery room, Riddler's challenge references which of Batman's rogues? So, if you knew the answer, you would have said Mr. Tommy Elliot, a.k.a. Hush, which is honestly one of my, it's difficult to come up with a new supervillain nowadays. Granted, Hush is now over 20 years old, but most of Batman's rogues are from the 50s to the 80s. They've been around for a long time.
I don't know too much about Hush.
Hush is great. It's a fantastic. I have the graphic novel actually. I've read it. It's fantastic. But Hush is essentially about this man who impersonates Bruce Wayne and kind of takes down his life because he's a former friend turned enemy that feels scorned by Batman or by Bruce, and just tries to take him down, basically just committing identity fraud.
Okay.
And is very mastermindy, masquerading, doing all this stuff, and just super super cool villain. They made an animated adaptation that was also pretty lit, and they're actually working on a sequel to the graphic novel right now, Hush 2. It's literally called Hush 2, but
Boogaloo.
Yeah, but it's gonna come out. I don't remember if it's this year or next year, but it's coming. But yeah, super cool character, interesting reference. I don't think Hush ever actually shows up in the Arkham games, if I remember right. I don't think so. I don't think he ever officially appears. One day we'll get Hush. But super cool. But anyway, congrats if you got that trivia question right. Stick around and we'll have this week's trivia question in a little while. But getting into the nitty gritty here, in the experimental chamber, Harley has Gordon at gunpoint with orders to shoot him if Batman is spotted. So it's another kind of, telltale, you've been given the equipment. Again, the tutorials have kind of prepared you for this moment. It's another test of your skill. This isn't necessarily about combat. This is about getting to Gordon without being seen. You have to be a true predator here. I don't think you necessarily have to take out all the goons beforehand, but, there's only a few. It might as well.
I didn't. Yeah, I just kind of consider it part of my duty.
Exactly. Let no one left standing. And so, yeah, this is sort of oversized area with this big tank that's sealed off in the middle, and you're going around, picking off goons. They can't see you, and so you're utilizing the grates and all these different areas, some, of course, gargoyles, because there's just gargoyles everywhere and little pillars everywhere.
It's Gotham City. It's gothic. There's gargoyles everywhere, man.
Very poignant, very wise. Gothic gargoyles. But make your way over. Gordon's in this sort of kind of separated off overview area, and you get on top, and there's a breakable thing, which I was getting ready to do the explosive gel, and then it gave you the option to just take down Harley, so you just break through the glass and just take her out. Yeah, Hulk smash, Bat smash. And so, there's all kinds of smashable activities that I'm sure quite a few people would like to do to Harley. But in this case, we take the violent smash option, which, could also refer to other areas of smashing. Anyway, he's free Gordon. And Gordon's finally free. The game is done. The day is won. You save Gordon and everything's okay. Yeah. Except it's not. So you rescue Gordon. However, he leads Batman into a room where Bane is hooked up. He's like, Batman, we have to check this shit out.
And he's all like shriveled up and shit. He looks bad.
And Bane is rambling. He's over here just like, and he says that Dr. Young has drained him of all of his venom toxin and that she needs to be stopped, which is a bit of a bombshell. So if you remember, Dr. Young is one of the doctors that was, being kidnapped, like in distress, that we rescued earlier.
Yeah, we saved that bitch.
But apparently she's been experimenting. And remember, she's also the doctor that has a bunch of notes on Joker and was very adamant about getting her notes, right? So, drained of all his venom, needs to be stopped. However, ding dong, Joker's back. He interrupts this quick little information session and decides to give Bane back his venom. He said, all right, take this buster, and soups them all up so he gets to be Mega Macho Man, Macho Libre over there, and basically just sends him into a frenzy, which I was curious about, like, how much. I'm not a Venom expert. Like, I know plenty about Bane, but, different interpretations have kind of given him different intelligence levels, I guess. I'm curious how much of that frenzy was based off of him specifically, like, wanting to kill Batman, or if it was just the venom toxin almost controlling him, or was it even, like, tampered with, where, like, this venom toxin, like, made him want to kill Batman.
Well, I kind of feel like it was like just the formula made them more aggressive,
right?
Like because he's used to a more stable like version that just like makes you bigger,
right?
This one like makes you feral,
Right, right, yeah. Because I wasn't sure if it was like the original venom toxin or if it was this kind of like upgraded venom formula that was then being injected into Bane. But yeah, it does make him very feral and into a frenzy.
I took it as he was being experimented on as he was in the experimental labs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like he got the new formula, I feel like, not his old one.
Astute observation.
I thought so.
You know what? You might be onto something there, Buster. But either way, Bane is ready to tussle with the Bat, and so just like smashes you down into the boiler room, and you're in for a brawl.
And I'm really annoyed that like they sent Doug's also with Bane.
Well, Joker wants Batman to lose.
No, he doesn't. He knows Batman's gonna win. He knows Batman is gonna win that fight.
But not if he sends goons. But the Ben will crush the Bat.
He has this whole thing planned out. He had another stage planned. He wasn't not anticipating the Batman to get there.
Well, like I said, I think a lot of Joker's motive is he has traps and things in place to stop Batman. He just prepares for scenarios in which they don't work. I don't think it's necessarily that he doesn't want the Batman to be stopped. I mean, yes and no. Like, you want to talk about like the overarching nature of the Joker. Like, obviously, like he does feel, at least in most interpretations, this is a game with the Batman. Like he just wants to, have this back and forth and wants to, constantly, like, I think at the end of the day, it's like stimulating for Joker.
I always took it as he's just trying to break Batman. Because like he's so chaotic and he just wants, like, I feel like he almost wants Batman on his side. Like not like on his side, but like wants him to like break.
Right. I mean, that's fair. I've always kind of envisioned it like similar, but more as like a rival, like a yin to his yang. Because I mean, you've seen a lot of different interpretations of Joker talk about how like either Batman's his equal or like they're a team in a sense and everything. I think like Joker does want this like chaos and everything, and then he sees, you know, Batman come in and thwart him at every twist and turn. So now he's like, okay, you know, this is like a dance we're doing now. Like, this is a little routine. I want to come up with ways to stump you. Like, I could see in a twisted way Joker seeing Batman as making him better. Because like with everything Batman does to try to thwart him, it forces the Joker to try to anticipate, do better, like continue to try to thwart Batman. They both enhance each other.
Yeah, they definitely challenge each other, and they're both tacticians. So like, it does probably make them smarter, you know? Like,
right.
All the contingencies and
right. Very interesting stuff. But you know, like this is a complicated sort of pathological ethos that's been built over, again, like multiple iterations, and everyone's kind of different
since like the beginning of Joker. So.
Right. But you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, you don't lose, you win. I mean, even if you lose a few times because it's some bullshit, you get back up, you try again, and you win. You beat Bane. It is little stupid charge attacks and throwing shit at you, and then the goons come in and cause issues. But you manage to rip out all of his, you know, his venom capsules that keep him from getting super souped up, and he becomes a shell of a man, and you manage to escape briefly. Because, you know, after a fight in the boiler room, you escape up to the exterior, reconvening with Gordon. And he calls the Batmobile while Gordon explains that Harley slipped away in the chaos. And Batman's like, you gotta get out of here. It's too dangerous. You know, get the fuck out. And Gordon's like, no, I won't leave. And then all of a sudden, Bane's not fucking dead. He's not beat. He bursts out, you know, and he tries to grapple Batman once more, you know, just grabs him up. He's ready to like squish him. But fortunately, the Batmobile just happens to come right then and just like smashes him into the fucking ocean, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think that was like a Batman like 4,000 IQ move where he was just like, I bet Bane might attack me here, so I'm gonna just like call the Batmobile out here when he busts through that wall?
So I can't remember. Does he specifically click something?
Yeah, he clicks something, and it happens before way before Bane busts through the wall.
Well, he clicked something to summon the Batmobile, yes, but did he click anything after Bane was there and grabbed him?
That I don't remember.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it is another like similar to like what I've been saying with Joker, because I think their minds work very similarly. Like,
oh yeah,
similar but different, obviously. But like, I think he did that with the contingency plan that, hey, I might need this Batmobile. You know, yes, I want to get Gordon to safety, but also there could be a threat. You know, this will help. And then, you know, Bane happened to get there. And so it was all about like, yeah, I think he was thinking in the back of his mind, you know, Bane is not the type of person to go down that easy. You know, I'm going to go right here. And if he happens to still be around, I will get him in this spot and then have the Batmobile fuck him up. Like, it's one of those things where he's not necessarily sure it's going to happen, but if he does, he's going to be prepared
like
for it.
Contingency, just planned.
Because that is the thing, like, and that is a comic accurate like ethos of Batman is contingency plans on everything. You know, he's got contingency plans for the whole Justice League.
Yeah,
like you know,
friends,
he's like, yeah. There's a whole comic storyline about that being used against him and everything. But that was made into an animated film. But I think it was
pretty good.
The Judas Contract, right? Am I thinking of the right storyline there? I don't know. One of the two, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's, you know, it could be wrong, but that's at least what I thought would have happened. But uses the Batmobile to just slam Bane into that river, and once more he's just like, oh yeah, that is one thing. Important thing is that Bane comes back and grapples him and threatening him, and then the Bruja, Dr. Young, which is an important part of that. He calls her a Bruja. Mm-hmm. And so escorting Gordon to the docks, Batman convinces him to head to Gotham to help with the bomb panic that Joker caused. Because remember, at the beginning of the game, Joker is saying there's bombs planted all over the city and everything, so they can't just like send everybody over to Arkham Asylum. Like, they have to handle all that stuff too. He keeps everybody busy. And so Gordon also questions why Bane called Dr. Young a Bruja, and that's where Batman does a little aura quote and does a little, it means witch in Spanish.
Batman is just aura farming though this entire game. Like they make everything so dramatic with Batman. Like he uses explosive jelly. That explosive is so loud, and he just like
just. In fact, like it's a running, like every Batman player who's played these games has like went right up to the explosive gel just to see if it'll like do anything to him.
Yeah, give a little kiss, you know, and then like
right? And just do the little head nod. But after Gordon leaves, Batman asks Oracle to research Dr. Young and send anything she finds to the Batcave. And
which
he heads to...
is on Arkham Island.
It's got, Arkham... I mean, it's Arkham North? Yeah, Arkham North.
Yeah.
That's why it's underneath. It's just still part of the island, but...
Yeah, which I thought was, like, interesting.
Well, he said he had multiple Batcaves set up.
Yeah.
Like, throughout. Like, which makes sense. I mean, he's got his own, like, underground network at this point.
Yeah, and Oracle, like, doesn't she know who Batman is? Or does she not?
I mean, generally, yes, but I don't remember in this canon whether or not she's aware.
Because, like, because she was, like, questioning, like, she's like, how would you get the Batcave there? And I'm like, well, and like, in my head, I'm like, Wayne Tech does, like, all of the tech everywhere. Like, I'm sure he could have snuck that in when they were, like, doing the... is that Belle Reeves? No, what prison is that? Arkham Asylum.
Arkham Asylum?
What the fuck? What the hell? Okay. I lost my train of thought now.
Batcave.
Oh yeah, because he's Bruce Wayne. He has Wayne Tech, and I'm sure they have all the tech, and like they probably provided most of the tech for that place.
Right. Fair. Nah. I don't know.
I was like, if Oracle's questioning that, I don't know if she knows who Batman is, you know?
I mean, it could have just been some oversight, too. I don't remember if she...
Well, because he just goes, I have my ways. That's what Batman said.
Well, that response makes me think she doesn't know then.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. I was like, maybe Oracle doesn't know who he is, which I feel like she usually does.
But again, like, I think it's inferred that this is post-Batgirl, which if she was Batgirl, you'd think she'd know his identity.
If she was Batgirl, she definitely knew.
I mean, again, at this point, it's never been...
Hold on. She knows where the Batcave is. She knows who Batman is. Just under Bruce Wayne's house. You think she's not like, oh,
that's
this
true.
Is weird. This is weird.
Yeah. No. She's got to know who Batman is. Okay. Do you know who Batman is? Answer down in the comments below. But anyway, so you travel over to the Batcave. You can complete some side stuff if you want. You know, I tried to collect Riddler trophies along the way because there sure are a lot of them.
There's so many. I'm not trying to even get them all, but like I've just been noticing that there's a ton.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, there's so many of these.
So many. Anyway, at the Batcave, once you get to, which I think the Batcave's really well designed here. Like it's it's not like there's like a whole bunch going on, but it's just it's got that swagger, you know. Well, it just looks cool.
I love how you have to jump off the suicide cliff. I think that's fun.
Right.
And then you like glide down there, and it has this badass like rock door, like it looks just like the cliff, and you just walks in there, and it's like, oh, Batcave.
Yeah, like one of many Batcave. Like it's not even the main Batcave. Yeah, it's just like, you know, he has these little fucking hubs set up all over the city, which I think is just so fucking cool. And yeah, they just nailed, like, you know, obviously you want to talk about like realism and whatnot. You could poke so many holes in this video game franchise or whatnot, but it doesn't fucking matter. And that's what I think, you know, I don't think there's necessarily a definitive Batman adaptation. I think you just kind of tailor what works for each medium, you know, like there are things in the Asylum, like the Arkham games that would not work if you brought them to a film or a TV show for that matter. I think, you know, in terms of a game, you're here to play the game. You're here to have fun with the game. Yes, like narrative stuff and all that like matters. But at the end of the day, you want the game to be fun. Like it's a video game. It's something you want to play to enjoy. And so I think leaning into the fantastical elements of Batman really is what drives the success of the Arkham franchise. And not to say that it's like campy or like super unrealistic or anything. It's very like gritty, like especially when you get to Arkham Knight, it's a very grounded game. But it's also not taking itself too seriously at times. Although I would say that Arkham Knight's biggest downfall is that it does kind of take itself a little too seriously sometimes. Just the whole Arkham Knight storyline and whatever the fuck that was trying to be.
It definitely does.
But, you know, like in terms of the first two games at least, and even Origins for that matter, you know, like it does a really good job of, you know, knowing when to root itself and when to just let it, you know, let the game be fun, let the experience be fun. And you take this 75 at this point ish, or yeah, somewhere like 70 years of mythos, and take those best parts and throw them all in. Again, like no origin story, you're just jumping into it. You have this experience, Bat, who has this rogues gallery and all these things set up across the city that you can just pull from. Doesn't feel overwhelming. You know, it's not like they're just jumping into all of this established stuff with nothing. You know, you've got all these like descriptive audio and like text files if you really don't know anything about Batman. But at the end of the day, even then, like I wouldn't necessarily say any of this stuff is like hard to follow. Like it's difficult to say because you know we're both Batman fans beforehand. Yeah. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like anybody jumping in there for the first time would have too much difficulty getting a hang of the universe.
Yeah, I feel like if you didn't know though who like if you really just were experiencing Batman for the first time through this video game, I feel like you might be a little like overwhelmed with like all of his like rogues and like, you know, like he has.
Well, I'm thinking about like Saturday morning cartoons, like, you know, like back in the day. And even like when Batman was introduced, you know, it's not like he had some huge overblown like origin story. It was just a dude plopped in there. I mean, Batman the Animated Series doesn't start off with his origin. He's just going and fighting bad guys. And there's all this stuff. And then like, you know, villains have introductions. Don't get me wrong there. Like, but, you know, a lot of the best Batman adaptations are ones that just kind of jump straight into it. It throws you into the fray and you get used to it. It becomes that common knowledge later on, like the more you know experience it.
Yeah, like because I had like the Michael Keaton movies I think I watched as a kid, and then I had the animated series, which basically taught me everything I knew about Batman at that time.
Right. Which Keaton isn't an origin story, right? It's been a little while since I've seen it, but no,
I don't think so. I think he's just Batman.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so it's like I think a lot of like film and television, I mean, really, just a lot of media at this point is very obsessed with, you know, having like the full story and timelines and shit like that. But yeah, just fucking jump into it. Have y'all never heard of a fucking prequel? Like, you can, if you really want to, go for it. But yeah, just jump into it. But also think of what could happen if they did like a Matt Reeves, like the Batman prequel. Like, I don't want it anytime soon, but just think about like down the line.
Well, that would be one I'd be okay with, only because like they really dig into his psychology in that one,
right?
So it'd be really fun, like in a Joker-esque way, like how the Joker did their movie almost, but like for Bruce Wayne, like that'd be really cool journey to see.
Or walk with me here, animated prequel TV show.
I could get on board with that,
right? Think like the tone of like Batman Beyond, like an animated show, and it'd be like, I'm trying to think of like a mature animated series that's like noir themed. Maybe think like Samurai Jack, but like a little bit grittier, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
and him just kind of like going on his journey to become Batman,
right?
Like see like his evolution of clothes. And
the only thing is, has he like, that was one question I was thinking of watching the Batman last night, is the Riddler his first like rogue? Was he just fighting goons the first 2 years? Because Joker's in prison, but it's not necessarily said that he's had anything to do with him.
I almost wonder if like I have a feeling that Joker was his first. I feel like
Joker took his virginity.
like that's why it's there. And if they're staying like true to the comics at all, like Batman was directly involved with the creation of Joker.
Right.
And that's kind of like why they run the parallel. Like,
right. I don't know. But anyway, we're getting off track. But
as always.
But so at the Batcave, to think about where we were at there. They uncover that Dr. Young is experimenting on Arkham patients, synthesizing an altered version of the Venom formula called Titan. And so Batman goes to stop Joker from getting that formula to create an army of Banes. That's what he concludes is going on here, that, you know, he's trying to get a hold of that formula and just make souped up Banes all over the place.
Yeah, except they're more aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Like
dumber.
Frenzied berserker Banes, and Bane's already kind of a berserker. And And so you also get the Batclaw attachment.
Finally, like, genuinely not having the Batclaw has been pissing me off. I was like, this is such an essential like tool for me that I've used in every game, and I didn't know that you didn't just get it right off the bat in the first one. That wasn't supposed to be a Bat reference, but it was.
Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, again, like my first experience with Arkham was City. So like I went back and played some of Asylum, which I remember playing this part. I don't remember how far I got in this game. This might have been as far as I got because honestly, the Batcave stuff didn't feel familiar to me. So I think I'm in new territory now.
Damn, you like barely played this game.
Well, again, we're almost halfway through. So technically, I played like a third of the game.
Okay.
But yeah, like the Batcave stuff didn't feel super familiar. So we might be in new territory for me. I don't know. It's like I said, it's been a long time, but
it's basically new territory.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, based off my memory, we'll see. Because yeah, I remembered Scarecrow and I remembered a little bit of Bane, but I couldn't tell you any of the other boss fights in this game. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like not having the Batclaw, because, you know, a lot of the tools you gain in Asylum are there from the jump in Arkham City, or at least, you know, very soon. Obviously, you know, you get that stuff very quickly versus it being kind of spread out throughout the game. And so kind of seeing this, but also just, you know, like Arkham Asylum being fun from the start, even without those gadgets, and, you know, like just showing how much the fundamental gameplay is so rock solid. And then they just continued to innovate on it and improve and add new ways to kind of spice things up.
Oh, yeah.
But even just showing like the bare bones, like combat / mechanics really just stand strong on their own. And they just add all this cool icing on the cake.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe that you got explosive gel before you got the Batclaw. Like that was, I feel like the Batclaw is almost more essential, at least for me. I use that thing all the time, getting vent covers off. I even use it in combat.
Right. Yeah, being able to pull them over.
Yeah, and they have like I don't remember them having the quick like you press L or left trigger to like throw shit, and then you can double tap the right trigger to do the Batclaw. And
right.
I think like LT plus X. I don't know if it does it in this one, but it did in City, where you'll do like a cartwheel, but you'll place explosive jelly, and then you just hit LT plus X again and do it again. Like they have like the quick.
Yeah, I remember that.
What you call them?
Yeah, I don't know if that's in this game or not, but I do remember what you're talking about, and it's pretty sick. But fuck yeah! So you finally get, you know, the Batclaw, and it allows you to grab and pull objects from a distance, and so that's pretty sick.
And people.
Hell yeah. And so you exit the Batcave, and this is where this week's trivia question comes into play. Because once you are kind of exiting back out into like these like sewer areas, you encounter a goon that's having a phone call with Joker, which you could immediately take him out, or you could listen to the phone call. And that's what this trivia question involves. So if you didn't listen to the whole phone call, you'll be out of luck here. But for those who did, this week's trivia question is, in that call, what does Joker generously, I'll use in quotations here as a bit of a hint, gift one of his goons after upsetting him? So this goon made the Joker a little upset, and so he wanted to gift him something in return. What was that gift? That's your trivia question for this week. Let us know down in the comments below. And so, exiting the caves, did you when you were going through, did you like right past those goons?
Yes.
You went right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Alex did not. So she had no idea what I was talking about. And so if like there's a path where you can take the left or the right, the left is where you're supposed to go. The right leads you to a door that you cannot get through. And then Killer Croc appears and says,
he punches and he cracks the glass.
Right.
He's like, whoa.
Making himself menacing.
Yeah, he's honestly kind of scary. And from what I remember, he is scary.
But I don't this is kind of new territory, so I don't know if that's foreshadowing that he's going to be the next boss or what. But that's the only time he does not officially show up. It's only if you take that path, at least yet, obviously. And then, you end up taking the left path, which gets you into this maze, platform maze area where you just start getting intermittent broadcasts from Oracle explaining all this stuff she found out about Dr. Young, and discovers essentially that Joker actually hired Dr. Young for the research through an alias. And then, as she started digging more into Titan and kind of figuring out what it could really do, she had a change of heart and was kind of I don't know if I should do this. I don't
creating
think
a bunch of murderous berserker giants is not good.
Right. And so essentially she was I'm not going to do this anymore. And that's why the Joker broke in, so that he could take the research for himself, because he wants this formula. And so the Joker was behind it all. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? The Batman did.
Yeah. And so, because there is kind of a back and forth on whether Dr. Young is a good person or not, because Bane, a very bad person, thinks that she's a bad person, which in theory would mean, she's a very bad person.
Well, I mean, she did, like I say, want to create a bunch of murder giants who were also berserkers.
Well, are you sure that's what she was trying to do? It could be that this, my thought was that Joker messaged her being I think we can synthesize a medical advancement from this formula.
I mean, I bet she explains herself in this next chapter or whatever we play, but I don't remember, and I'm pretty sure I feel like she's bad. I don't know why I feel like she's bad.
Well, again, I mean, granted, for Bane to think that she's upset, I'm curious about the methods that she used.
She was experimenting on inmates and how legal was any of this?
Right.
Human experimentation is Nazi shit.
But she did have a change of heart though. Though it could have been
after she basically made the formula.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Like I said, I think her moral compass can be put into debate. I won't say that she's a good person. I'm just trying to, discuss the possibilities of what she may or may not be capable of. Who knows? That's just what I was feeling. But
I don't think she's super villain, but I definitely feel like she evil scientist.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely plausible. We shall find out soon. But heading back outside, Batman heads to Arkham Mansion to find Dr. Young and Officer Cash. Because remember, they had went there originally because Dr. Young was looking for her notes. And now we know why.
And then there's a bunch of snipers.
A bunch of snipers that are being little bitches.
They are little bitches. And if they see you, dude, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck.
Yeah, literally. So just be
I was being juggled by three of the I got to the major. I was jumping off a ledge and I was being juggled by them. I was just I was you assholes.
But you get to use your back claw to tear open the grate and head inside the mansion because the door's locked. Of course, can't get in, and so you have to find a clever way to get in, and that is where this section ends.
Yeah.
So yeah, There we go. We've kind of figured out the crux of what's going on, the conflict.
Got into the meat and potatoes.
And it's feeling pretty meaty, but absolutely delicious, full of sodium and full of fun, as we like to say around here. But the Bat's adventures continue. Again, we've got shit. I do this every fucking week. I forget to look at what section to play for the next time, and then I have to stall, which I'm gonna entrust to you. Fucking stall while I pull this up.
I don't even know what to talk about, though.
This is a goddamn podcast, brother.
Okay. I mean, I do know what to talk about. When Batman was trying to get like Gordon off the island, do you think that he would have done that if it was not Oracle's dad? Like, do you think he would have been like, yeah, Gordon, help me out? Or do you think he was like specifically like, okay, we got to get him off of here so Oracle's not like all freaking out and shit?
I think it more so had to do with the fact that Joker took him hostage. Because you think about like the hostages, like the doctors. He didn't get them shipped off. He just told them to hide. Well, I don't know, because he it's not like Joker didn't try to take them hostage. So why would they have them stay and hide versus shipping them off like with Gordon? It's an interesting question. Maybe it does have to do with the fact that, you know, it's Oracle's dad.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like he was a little adamant, and I'm like, but like obviously Batman, like, you know, he saves people, so like I could see him just being like, hey, it's too dangerous for you. These guys are crazy. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
But like I could also see him being like, okay, get out of here because Oracle, you know, we like you here.
Right. And so, all right, here's what we're going to do. Next week, we're going to be covering Arkham Mansion and the Penitentiary. So those two sections are what we're going to cover for the next episode, which again will be in a couple weeks because we're both preoccupied next week. So in 2 weeks, we shall be back. And so this one's a little difficult to describe because the section after is the Botanical Gardens. We're going to stop just a little bit before we officially get there. And so essentially, once we get through the penitentiary section and we escape the final trap set by a certain someone there, we're going to exit the area back to controlled access, essentially. And once we kind of like get out to start heading over to the Botanical Gardens, that's where we're gonna quit. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, it's difficult for me to describe because I haven't played it, so I don't know what any of this shit means. So I'm trying to be as descriptive as possible without spoiling anything in the hopes that you guys will get it. But basically, if you hit the Botanical Gardens, you've gone too far. We just want to get out of the penitentiary. And so, yeah, once you get back to controlled access, that's where we're going to leave off. And so get through all the penitentiary stuff, get through all the Arkham Mansion stuff, and that's where we'll conclude for next week.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you guys very much. Lucas, you got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, remember this week's trivia question. What did Joker gift this goon after upsetting him? Let us know down in the comments below, or if you're on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, I should say, head on over to either Spotify or YouTube or any other stuff that we got our things on that does have a comment section. Let us know, and we appreciate you very much.
Thanks for listening,
and we'll see you guys next time. All right, cut home.